What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Europe AI only battle. It's coming, I guess, towards the conclusion. Has slowed down a bit, but this is definitely the furthest we've ever gone in terms of me showing you the turns. We're well past 300 now, 320, well on our way to turn 400. I think maybe I've gone this far right when I started the channel. And I don't know if that was just through insanity or it actually did work. I can't remember now. I think we did maybe make it a bit further before. Because I didn't always used to, do the processing of turns, just seeing how far it could get afterwards. That was something that came in later. So I think maybe back in when I started, maybe my old computer could actually handle it for a while. But then that's probably why it couldn't anymore. But here we go. We're doing fine with this one. It's turned 320. Things are moving swiftly. This is your first, I guess I called it a bonus episode, but they're going to be sort of every week, I think, now. Just the extra show of the AI battle slot. It'll be half an hour on Fridays. It'll come out a bit earlier just because I don't want it to cannibalize on the stream that comes in a couple of hours too much, although I'm sure it will, but that's okay. It's fine. If you do ever get the chance, if you haven't caught one yet, or you'd like to catch the streams, they are there. They're similar-ish times. They always end at 9 p.m. in the UK. They might start between 7:30, 7 or 8. They start between 7 and 8 on different days. But yeah, I do post a little schedule in the community tab if you want to go and have a look in there. If there's something specific that might catch your eye that you want to catch for the coming weeks ahead, I would normally post it at the weekend for the next week. So there you go. If you do want to catch one of the streams, it's just me mostly doing Let's Play content. There is some Civ stuff. There's a Civ slot, essentially, which is, so far I've done Civ 6 TSL as Germany and Civ 6... What am I doing? I'm doing a cool mod as Angola right now. I spoke about that last time. And then there's a Paradox games, other strategy games, I guess, kind of slot. At the moment, I'm playing EU4. We're probably going to do some multiplayer in that, or try to. I'm not sure if it will actually be in the slot, but I'm going to try to do some sort of multiplayer thing in February. That is the plan. So we'll keep an eye out for that if you want to maybe be involved. I don't want to bandy it out there too much, because obviously I can't have 50 people in it if a lot of people turn up, so it's gonna be kind of awkward. Maybe I'll set it up to do one multiplayer game a month, and then maybe, I don't know, you can put your name in a draw, and then if you get picked out, maybe 4 or 5 people could come in, and then the next month, those people sort of can't play again, but somebody else could play something. I don't know how it's gonna work, because obviously it's gonna be a bit awkward. I think there was a suggestion that I stream and it be a hot seat game where people could just hop in and play as different countries. I guess that is also feasible. Sort of. I'm not sure if my internet can handle it though, so I don't want to make any promises. But that is another slot that there is in the streams. And then the third and final slot is, at the moment, it's kind of I guess, other games that I just want to play kind of slot. So I've been trying out Minecraft again for the first time in a few years. And what's the other game? I'm playing Planet Zoo at the moment as well. I've just completed sort of the tutorial missions, and I think from the next stream onwards, I'm going to have a go at sort of, not the sandbox mode, but the franchise mode, which is obviously building your own zoo. But there still is money restrictions. It's not completely unlimited. But here we go. The Netherlands have completed the Apollo program, and Sweden continuing their success here, grabbing this city off of Poland. But nothing. No, all the other civs just sort of waiting, biding their time. It normally just takes one civ to get a little bit too weak, and then they all pile on. So I'm sure we'll see something. The Netherlands are going after Greece too, and I think that it's going to be difficult. I don't know. Maybe they will be successful. Just maybe. There's a chance that they can get through this. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on them. As more units start to show up, and in particular more artillery units start to show up, they might be able to grab this city. And once they get this city, I think it might be they might start to push on a little bit, kick on. But Greece is pretty well defended, at least for now. But we'll see as these units start to fall away. The Dutch are just going to keep coming. They've got pretty much endless production at this point, especially compared to Greece. Whereas Greece, they might start to get a bit thin on units. Obviously, Assyria and the Garamantes particularly look like they might be having a close eye on the situation. Rome's been a bit more passive this game, so they may not be too interested. But we'll see. Poland and the Netherlands, side by side for this whole game. This is the bromance we were not expecting. Wait, are they both male? Yeah, they're both male leaders. Casimir and who is it for you? William. Yeah, definitely a bromance between these two. It's been going on, and they enter the information era at the identical time period. You just couldn't write this stuff better. I don't know, better love story than something. I don't really know. Than Romeo and Juliet, I guess. They're not dead yet, so it could be worse. Hopefully that wasn't a spoiler for anyone. You're only like 400. That's Shakespeare, isn't it? That must be like 400, 500 years too late. So I think we're okay. You've had your time. Okay, England out of nowhere pulls up with 2 atomic bombs. That was very quick from Manhattan Project. I feel like that is England's approach, to be honest. If you've been paying any attention to the vaccine, it looks like we are definitely one of the guinea pig countries. We've got a lot of people getting that very early on. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fine. But, you know, we seem to be going full speed ahead with that. So that's interesting. I guess exciting as well. Some bombers here for Poland. But yeah, they just discovered nukes, and like 4 turns later we were like, yep, we have got some of these. Let's just store them in Scotland though, just to be sure. Let's make nowhere near London. We'll just put them in Edinburgh, just as a safety precaution. So I think that makes Russia, who has XCOM squad, so they must be at tech level 80, I believe. Actually, I think the space victory is wide open, because Assyria's just decided not to... I think they're just trolling Russia. They're letting Russia get all the pieces. There must be one more piece I've forgotten. I'm sure you guys commented this on the last episode. I don't know. I feel like Assyria should have had it. They have everything here, so it doesn't make sense. I don't know. It doesn't matter too much, right? I'm not granting any points for winning. But, you know, it's pretty cool. But there you go. I think I'm happy we went to turn... I think 350 is going to be a good endpoint. That's what I'll say. Because I think Russia and the Assyrians will probably be the only 2 at like the top tech level at that point. Poland and the rest will probably be really close, but not quite there. So I think 350 is actually a better endpoint for this game than obviously before, when I've been forced to do it at like 250s and 300s and stuff. So this week, I think that will work. And again, obviously I'll just push on beyond then. We might drop down to sort of the intervals at some point. We'll have to see. I'm sure I can do that. Obviously, I imagine that if I put the game in the strategic view and just sort of don't move around, it might even go a bit quicker. So that will help me out at some point. But yeah, I mean, I've got a sort of endpoint. I'm thinking 450, you know, is where... I think we could definitely sort of push it to 450. I think there's something nice about the number 500, isn't there? We'll try and get to 500. That is the goal. But I don't know how things will be going, you know. I don't want to promise too much and then not be able to deliver. But yeah, I think definitely in terms of keep going as we are, I would say maybe 375 of watching, depending on how you guys are feeling. Obviously, I'm a few episodes ahead at the moment, so you may have commented and said, can you speed it up a bit? In which case I might change it. But yeah, 375 maybe is probably where I'd say how we're going right now. And then, you know, I could do some interval episodes up to sort of turn 500. It'll probably just be one big interval episode now, as opposed to, you know, where I used to do, like, here's 400, here's 450. I'd probably just do every 25 turns up to 500 in one big episode. You know, just spend a whole Saturday doing that or something. I'm sure that's something I can do. Alright, well, I can find another way. I'll find the time somehow. The Huns versus the Ottomans. Do they still border each other? Okay, maybe. Probably not. But Poland is involved, but they won't be able to get through. I don't think Assyria will be giving them open borders, so probably not going to happen. There we go. Maybe someone else will join in as well. Still not looking good for Russia, is it? Both their neighbours have now teamed up, the Huns and Poland. Poland seems to be playing the diplomatic game very well. If they could attack Russia in the future with the Huns' help, that could be brutal for Russia. That could be really painful. I know Russia has the technology advantage, but I mean, numbers-wise, the Huns seem fairly similar. Obviously, behind on technology, so Russia would, I think, beat the Huns. But obviously with Poland, who seem a bit spread thin at the moment, to be fair, they are very separated, and they have a lot of units spread out, so won't completely upset them. But I think... Wait, what? When did Morocco attack? Did you not peace out? What the heck? I'm so confused. Okay, Morocco's at war with Mali again. I don't know when that happened. I must have just read it out and missed it in my brain. Or maybe they just never pieced out and I got confused. But there we go. Mali will probably be eliminated pretty soon. So there you go. That's the end of that one for Mali. Sorry, guys. But yeah, Poland with a ton of units. They should be all good. No, sorry, not a ton of units. But yeah, I mean, if Poland rebuilds once this Sweden war's over... Actually, it's looking very scary. I mean, look at the Netherlands compared to Poland. Things could get a bit awkward here. Here we go. People that like to smile the most happiness. Assyria is actually leading the way. Then it is Rome, Netherlands, Egypt, Russia. Is anyone negative? Not really. Oh no, yep, the Songhai and England are in negative happiness at the moment. England has the world's biggest population, so that is probably... And they've not really got any new luxury resources or anything, so yeah, I guess that hurts. And I think they might be on one of the unpopular ideologies. I can't remember. I haven't been paying much attention to that for a while. No one's really had a revolution. The Order civs have all clung on. Arabia, Morocco, the Garamantes and Portugal. Carthage, France, the Ottomans and Byzantium and England have remained freedom. England is getting hit with a -46 happiness penalty. And they're only in civil resistance. Imagine they hit revolutionary wave. That could be so much worse. Oh, it's 1 per 5 population. Or greater of 2. I think it's 2 per city then. Or 1 per 5. Actually, no. 1 per 5 population. No, there's no way they have 200 pop. Surely not. I don't know. But whatever method it's using, it's obviously not good for them. Also, probably because they have so many people. And so, not as many cities. Some of the others. The Ottomans pieced out with the Garamantes, who have been doing surprisingly well. I think they are 10th place. I'm going to say it. I think... On the basis, if I'm remembering correctly, I had Sweden in my top 9. I guess the Huns are up there as well. The Huns and Garamantes, I think, are the candidates at the moment for 9th and 10th. Now, obviously, that leaves... Did that leave France out as well? Maybe France as well? I don't remember who. Who did I say? I'll hit next turn, so you have to wait while I ramble. Songhai is 1. This is no particular order, but Songhai is definitely in there, I think. The Assyrians, obviously... Russia, Poland, Netherlands is 5. If we add Rome to that, Portugal, England, that is 8. So that leaves 2 spaces, and I haven't mentioned France or Sweden, or Garamantes, or the Huns, or Greece. So, okay, it's still wide open, actually. Never mind, sorry. I thought the Garamantes were nailed in, but no, it's actually a lot more competitive at the top than I thought. I think my top 9 included France, but I would happily say that Sweden are probably better than France now, or at least equal. And, you know, some of the Huns and Garamantes could well be in the mix too by the end. I'm not sure. Rome has pieced out with Mali, and they've completed the space program. Attila is spawning some units in the desert. I don't think there's any major benefits. There's no wonders out here to find or anything. But it is here. I mean, just in the tundra. Obviously, civs, Russia could go there. I don't know if they'd want to, but their XCOM squads could fly over the mountains and stuff. I believe. Or does it have to be... I mean, yeah, even if it's inside your own borders, they could still land here and then walk off. Not that they've seemed interested in doing so, but if they wanted to, it's available. Don't know why they'd want to, but there you go. I mean, I guess curiosity, right? I guess I would do it if you were just a random civilization that's never explored beyond these mountains. But there you go. Sweden is, once again, holding their city. They grabbed it back for now. Actually, whose was this? This was Austrian initially, wasn't it? Morocco grabbing this... Nope, not this island. This city. And this time they will hold on to it because there's nothing left from Mali to grab it back. And that leaves 2 cities here that Morocco has damaged pretty well, just with 2 battleships. And I'm guessing they're planes. But yeah, once a destroyer or something gets over here, which they don't really have, the privateer will probably have to come and conquer these. I mean, they've got to be careful they don't put it too low, because there are a lot of civs at war in Mali. Some random boat could come and steal it away. Garamantes are the next civ to complete their Apollo program at the same time as Rome. So there you go. Bit of a battle across the Mediterranean to explore space. You know, I'm surprised the Garamantes have not attacked Mercuria or Egypt yet. That's certainly something they could consider. And obviously, I mean, if they attack Greece right now, I think they'd have some success. Obviously, the Netherlands are killing a lot of units, grinding them down in the north. So, could work. Greece has only just entered the atomic era, so that's not great. We've seen plenty of civs in the information era, so that's a bit of a scary prospect for them. Russia's turn. Here's the Songhai doing their thing. Denouncing Portugal. Ooh. They don't border each other, though. I feel like we're more likely to see them team up on Morocco than anything. Songhai and Portugal just like sharing Morocco between themselves. Then maybe after that they attack each other. That could be very plausible as well. That wouldn't surprise me. You know what the AI is like. Pretty common. Process the turn for the Netherlands. Dutch destroyer. What else we got here? England with their nukes, but still nothing. Just very peaceful. England, France, all of them. They must just be like neck and neck all the time in terms of strength, and that maybe is putting them off. I don't know if maybe you could ask. I don't know if there's a team war possibility. Maybe the Netherlands is just sort of too much. They're maybe all too scared of the Dutch getting the upper hand on them. Very interesting. I would say I'm 90% certain Assyria will win. I think there's some leeway. I think the Netherlands could sneak in there. I think they might have some advantages in the other categories that are not like generally based around strength. I'm not sure, but I think Assyria has it. Sometimes when you get it first and second the whole time, though, it only takes a couple of real upset categories for the second place Civ that's been getting 9 points every time to leapfrog into first. So there's a time. I'm not going to say 100% Assyria's won, but I think it's 90 to 95% at this point. And I think if anyone is going to beat them, it's the Netherlands. I think Poland has their flaws. I think Russia definitely has flaws that they're not going to win. But Poland and the Netherlands are probably the best chances of challenging. I mean, there's 24 turns to do some more stuff as well. And Assyria isn't doing anything right now. Obviously, they will be accumulating points for other things, but yeah, they're not, they're not just dominating. They've been pretty peaceful for a while. They conquered most of Anatolia, and that seems like they're just happy at the moment. They don't want anything else. Fair enough. Just enjoying it, living a peaceful time, which is fair enough if you want that. Come on, Russia, give us a war. Go on, just attack Poland. You know you want to. Imagine if the Netherlands betrayed Poland. Could you? Oh, that would be crazy. If Russia and the Netherlands teaming up again, it would work right now as well. That's the thing. The Dutch would absolutely. They would both just absolutely destroy Poland. Poland's military seems to be disintegrating at the hands of Sweden, or it's just really spread out. I'm not sure. I want to check the info addicts actually. Let's have a look at who is doing better here. Because I'm pretty sure Poland would be in big trouble if the Netherlands betrayed them. I don't think it will happen, but just if. Sweden did just complete the Apollo program. Mainly when I read these out, I feel like it's just if you're rooting for a certain Civ, have an interest in a certain Civ, because I cannot remember who's completed the Apollo program. I read out 4 to 5 an episode now. I don't remember who has, who hasn't. It doesn't even matter too much. The Manhattan Project is way more important in this scenario. Is there any other? There's no other projects, is there, in this game? It's just those two. Would have been cool to see some. I'm sure I can find some mods that add some more, actually. I might play with stuff like that in the next game. See if I can find some mods that add some new features. I normally avoid the feature altering sort of mods or the gameplay altering ones too much, because obviously I can't see them, right? And I may not understand how they're fully working because I haven't played with them. But maybe that's something I can add, some different kind of mods that might impact how the civs play the game. I'm pretty sure I'm going to find a no archaeologist mod. They've not been so bad, to be honest, archaeologists. Obviously, you see Poland has a lot, but I mean, to be honest, I used to not build them, which was really bad probably, but I've built them a few times recently in my Let's Plays, particularly in Civ 6. I've learned the benefits of the archaeologists. I don't think it's the worst decision in the world. I'm just going to look over here when I open this, because if you do it when you're looking over tons of units, it tends to go funny. But there we go. Poland has just shot up into sort of second there. I think that's the Netherlands. I'm guessing this is still Portugal in fourth. Russia. This red line's probably England. Then this orange one I'm guessing is the Songhai. Then Rome. And there's some green civ here, which I'm guessing is Mercuria based on who's still alive. Just ahead of a dark blue, which would be Sweden. This red then would be Morocco. This white line is then probably Greece. Then this orange is the Garamantes. This yellow is Egypt. This white line is the Huns. And then this brown line is what remains of Mali. Now, I think these are all dead, but it doesn't show them as dead for some reason. There's not that many civs left alive. These must all be dead. It does stop around like here at certain points. They keep their score, I think. So yeah, these are still alive. But then this one stopped here. I don't know. Oh, it's because some of the civs aren't fully dead. Their units are still alive. That's why. Because you can see this line sort of stops right there. I think that is the death of... Who is this? That's Arabia, that green line. I think this is the Goths, maybe. That line that's just completely disappeared. But yeah, that does make some sense. Military manpower then. Russia is currently winning at 1 point. Maybe there is hope that Assyria could lose. I mean, maybe they're not topping every... Okay, no, there's no consistent second challenger, so maybe not. But there you go. Russia currently has the biggest military by 12,000 troops, and it is Assyria. Then the Netherlands in third. These are all very close. Portugal, Netherlands, Assyria, Russia, all at 1 million. They're much closer than the rest of them are to them. Poland currently sits at 9th with 589,000. So if Russia and the Netherlands were to team up, they would have a 4-to-1 advantage against Poland. That would be brutal. We would see, and I mean that would be enough, I think, to put Assyria under real pressure. Obviously them dividing it doesn't really help, but if these two split Poland, I mean that would really start to make things incredibly interesting, because Poland is probably third or fourth as well, you know, if you combine every statistic. So all of a sudden those points spread between the Netherlands and Russia, or even if one of them, I mean, each of them has a 2-to-1 advantage. I'm very disappointed in Russia. I do understand they probably think the Dutch will defend Poland, so that does make some sense to not attack them. But yeah, I would have thought Russia would have gone for it, and maybe they will. If Sweden can keeping Poland's military size down, maybe there's a world where Russia will do it in the next 22 turns. I really hope so. I hope we see it at least before the end, between these three. Something's got to give. I don't mind if the Netherlands and Poland stay friends, but Russia in particular, there's no excuses, I mean, for them to not do it. Especially when I've seen that now. And they have the best tech in the world. They're joint with Syria. They're at 80, I think. They have XCOM squads, so I think there's, 79, 80 technologies. Poland and Sweden has pieced out, so there you go. My hopes may be over. No cities changed hands other than Klagenfurt here. This one survived. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that one. But there you go. I said I'm not going to try and then tried straight away. I guess I'll give it a go. But, I put out the apology if it's horribly wrong. Because some of them are not how say it how they spell. But Szczecin, I'm not sure. One of those three is probably not right at all. But there we go. And Morocco do grab the first of Mali's islands. They are down to 1. Another civ to be eliminated. I'm not even sure how many are left at this point. Probably not too many. I'm loving this. I can just open the info addicts freely in turns for once. I've not been able to do this for so long. Cities, this list will tell us who's still alive. So there's 18 civs remaining. The elimination of Mali will put us down to 17. The Ottomans are also on 1 city. I think I missed them out when I've said who's on 1 city before. But there we go. I mean, top 10 is not even that impressive when there's only 17 civs left. Like, all of the civs that remain are pretty good, right? The Ottomans and Mali are terrible. No, sorry. Not in a mean way. You're just, that's how it is. But, the Huns are like the next worst. In theory. I guess Egypt and Mercury. I don't know who's worst out of the rest. But there's a little group who are like the rest. And one of them is the worst. I don't know who. I'm not gonna single anybody out. Greece, the Huns, Egypt, Mercuria, Garamantes, Morocco. One of you is the worst. I'm sorry. But I don't know who you are. And France can probably be in that group too. Some of them are not even that good, but they are the worst in this game, but they are pretty strong. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how this ends. Every time I think there's something really exciting going to happen. We get that. Ottomans v Rome. That does not matter at all. That is huge. Okay. Wow. Whew. Okay, well, Russia finally pulled the trigger. And they didn't find an ally in the Netherlands, but they found the other civ with 1 million soldiers. Assyria joining. Very surprised decision. But you know what? It makes sense, actually. I guess they do kind of have a border. I think Russia wins this anyway. I think this is Russia's big moment. And I think this is going to be crushing. Because Poland have put this series on their back the last 50 turns, maybe, for entertainment. With the attack on the Goths, all the stuff they did in Central Europe, attacking Sweden. Poland has really put this series on their back. And I don't think the AI has the capability to do it. I would love right now if the Netherlands came and backed Poland. If they attacked Russia, you don't have to fight Assyria. Leave Poland to deal with that. But if the Netherlands joined in to defend them, that would be unreal. Like, that is just stuff dreams are made of in AI battle world. I don't think we'll see it, but this is going to be rough for Poland. This is for sure. This is Russia's big moment. I think we're going to see them. They have a 2-to-1 advantage with their own troops. They have a tech advantage. Assyria will be helping. I don't think it. Obviously, if the Netherlands had teamed up with Russia, which seemed unlikely, that would have been a lot more advantageous for the destruction of Poland. But here, Assyria is... I mean, they could nuke them. Like, they could use some planes. I don't think they're going to go all in to conquer stuff. I think by the time they get here, Russia will probably have it all. If it goes well. I'm maybe getting ahead of myself here. But this is going to be a very big finale for the final 21 turns of this game. And there you go, Morocco does add another island. So they are looking very strong. Very strong? I don't know, but not really. But Mali is gone. Goodbye, Mali. We are down to 17 civs. The Ottomans will be loving this at least. Russia and Assyria, probably their biggest threats to existence, are now, busy and distracted. Wow, 1910, and we essentially have what you could consider to be like the first World War level event. Boom, and we're getting another one. Oh my goodness, everyone's going to get, I think as all the civs get preoccupied, we might start to see a few more wars break out. Struggling to speak, there's that much going on. England versus Rome. Now, we've seen this before. We'll see if England can hold on to these cities. They can still squeeze through around a few more boats. They do have a nuke, so if they do lose it, we may just see them, go for the nuke. But Greece has completed the Manhattan project, so there you go. The Netherlands are still going after Argos here. Obviously, the shop you want to be getting. I always make this joke, but obviously I don't think Argos actually exists outside the UK, so I don't know if it ever actually works. Argos is a shop in the UK, so it's always funny that there's a Greek city named after it. It's I don't even know, it's just it's got everything really. It's like a catalogue store, or it used to be. Obviously now catalogues are not so popular. You don't get the big books anymore, but they sell pretty much everything. Well, not everything for you might need, but not food. I don't know how to explain what they sell, to be honest. But stuff. Toys, outdoor stuff, I don't know, gym, sports stuff, I think they do furniture. That's just sort of stuff for the house, really, I guess. I don't know, but there you go. But I don't think I don't know if it actually exists outside the UK, so that's always lost whenever I bring it up. Pretty cool. I think, it's just a classic part of growing up in the UK. I think for a lot of kids is you get the big book with all the toys and just circle all the things you want for Christmas, and then you maybe get 4 and you've circled. It's when you hand it to your parents and you've circled every single thing in the book, and they're like, well, that helps. You'll definitely get what you want from that, of course. It can't be easy having kids. No envy there, that's for sure. Russia does have nukes. I don't think they've used any. I think this is just mass pillaging. I feel like at this point they're not going to use them because obviously their own units would be hit. But there we go. We'll see what develops here. See what happens. Here we go. We'll do. I think it's probably get 1-2 more turns in this episode. It seems to have sped up, by the way. I think it's because some of the smaller civs have died. But it was going a bit slower around turn 300, and it now seems to have picked up again. Again, I think it's because there is less units sometimes. Some of the units have died. Civs have died. It just does help sometimes. Who is that? Someone just, I think, can't have been, was it Rome? Somebody just did a space, France, there you go. France do the Apollo program next. Right, England have been. How was their initial? Okay, Rome is definitely, Rome's got an advantage, but I think it's just geographical. I don't think they're necessarily stronger than England, but obviously, if they conquer the cities, we can't deny that's going to help them in the scores. But yeah, I don't think they're necessarily stronger than England. I just think they're actually, they're ready to take Santiago here before England can defend it. We'll see what happens with Toledo. Obviously, if England does start to lose a lot of units, maybe France and Portugal and the Netherlands might think about it, but we'll keep an eye on it. It is the Netherlands' turn now. Is anything going to happen? They're still not really making any progress here. Russia now has 4 cities down to half health, so it is getting. I feel like the next couple of turns are going to be really rough on Poland. Oh no, they were doing so good. They've been so entertaining as well. This is hard to watch. But I don't know, I feel like it's the ultimate checkmate, isn't it? I was like, Russia, you've missed your opportunity. You've left it too long, and then bang, they hit us with this Uno reverse card. They are going to team up with the other strongest country in the world, arguably, at least military and tech-wise, and just go for it. They've just been sat in the corner, minding their own business, built up the biggest military in the world, and as soon as Poland showed I said it, they looked a bit weak, they looked a bit low on units, and now they are coming up against this. Now, they are going to put up a defence, a valiant one, but it's going to be so difficult, at half strength. I mean, a quarter of the strength if you throw in Assyria. I'm sure Assyria is not going to throw much of their military at it, because obviously, a lot of it is this navy that can't do anything in this war. But there's plenty of units here that are on their way. So I guess it's a race to get Arheimer, the former Goth capital. If Russia gets this, obviously that would prevent any more going to Assyria, probably. But this is not good for Poland. This is going to be brutal. Russia could, in theory, like, if I'm maybe getting carried away here, but if they took everything, they would double, or maybe even go up like 2 times in terms of land size at least. That all of a sudden they are a huge threat. That would be quite interesting. But that has been it for this episode. I hope you enjoy this little extra bonus one. It's been a very exciting, and it sets us up very nicely for Sunday's episode, which is kind of sadly I don't get to record now for another 7 days, but there you go, or 6 days, but there you go. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. I would say you could get me to 1,600 subscribers, and you can keep us there, because I think, I don't know, on average we get a couple a week, and we're at like 1597 as I record this, so maybe we've got it already. But if not, if you see it's at 1599, although I don't think you get it rounded, so it'll probably be rounded up anyway, but you could be the 1600th. You'll never quite know, but you can believe if you haven't already. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.